Fame! We all lust after it. We're all afraid of it. And we all of us know that it is dangerous. It's beautiful. And it can do great things. But we know that it has the capacity to destroy us. I know about fame. I don't know all of it, and I am well aware that I know so little compared to other people, but I know enough to know that it's dangerous and to be careful with it, even as I reap the rewards from it. I know about fame. And the thing is, I don't like conflict. I don't actually like disagreeing with people. I don't. It's sort of a bad habit of mine. I don't like being wrong. I don't like annoying people. I don't like upsetting people. I very much don't like conflict. But at the same time, I am what I am, and I will never accept any shit for thinking the way I do, for being the way I am. Okay? If I think that your arguments have convinced me, I'll change my mind, but I won't be bullied into changing my opinions. Which is why I'm called the Anti-Critic, Gordon Jones, everybody. I've just watched The Hunger Games. Oh. Pretentious as fuckity bye. and I know I am pretentious. Okay? Yes, as you little wobble, because I'm pretentious. I know it. Alright, I like to use big long words and sentences that go on and on and on and on and on. And I like to wear suits, and I like to go around thinking that I'm the boss man, and I know that, and that's cool because I like it, and I have no problem with being pretentious, except when people are buying into it, you know? Because the thing is, people like the Hunger Games. They really, really like it. Because it's a deep political satire of reality TV and the nature of how fame corrupts and how you have to falsify things and how reality TV is false. Yes. Just yes. Is that supposed to be news? I mean, considering that Big Brother, the original British run of Big Brother, actually took a leaf from the Big Brother of 1984 and did a version of Room 101 on the inmates of its house. I think that kind of reality TV has long since passed the point of needing satire, since it satirizes itself. And here's a film and a book that's going, oh look, aren't we clever? It's satire! Because it's satire on reality TV! And the way things are actually quite bad there, but the way it's lucky because they can manipulate the media and how they can get good things from it, but how there's all the repercussions from messing with the editors and making them look bad. Been there. Done that, bought the Frelling t-shirt. I don't care about the satire of reality TV because here's the secret. Reality TV is a satire of itself. It started and gained fame from being about the very things people feared it was. You do not need to have book series about child murdering and political conspiracies and rebellions to tell a story so utterly simplistic. You just don't, and it's kind of heavy-handed, and it's almost like watching the Highlander, but whereas the Highlander was just, yeah, there's a bunch of dudes who are immortal unless you cut off their head, and they just go around killing each other. So that was a simple premise. That's just, okay, one change, and let's try. Oh, Hunger Games. Oh no. It's not enough that you have the Hunger Games. It's not enough you have a survival games where children fight each other. They have to kill each other. They have to kill each other as part of a ritual to instill hope, but not too much hope, so that it will depress and repress the rebellions of an insane dictatorship that makes no sense, of a presidentship that makes no sense in a sci-fi world that's very dark and depressing and dystopia that again makes no thrilling sense. It doesn't. And those of you who are picking up on kind of swear words I'm using, yes, I genuinely think this Farscape, a series that included very obviously paper lava that was very surprisingly cool to the touch, and people being shrunk and knowing, pointing it out explicitly, this does not work. This could be so much more. The Hunger Games could be so much more by either cutting it back to the bare principle of the actual games themselves. Because the thing is that once the games actually started, once Katniss entered the ring, all the thinking just stops, and it's just, okay, this is a character I care about. She is in danger. Oh my god, there's horrible stuff going on. Character I care about, please don't die. Oh yeah, you've won. If they had focused on the actual games themselves, or explained why the people don't just kind of say screw you lot, and it is made worse by the fact that yeah, there are rebellions that happen when children die, because it's not like you're oppressing the people by saying, no, it's okay. We've got Superman over here, and he's making sure that we're not being as bad as we'd really like to be. This premise of giving people hope, the whole excuse behind having a Hunger Games and not just murdering children because, ooh, evil, is because apparently having someone to root for means that, seriously, that makes no goddamn sense, right? Being human, did the whole hope cripples a nation, but the way it did it was that the entire world just sort of sits back and says, alright, Messiah, you handle it, and the Messiah is completely false. Whereas in the Hunger Games, the entire premise seems to be designed to shoot themselves in the foot. Ooh, I've got a dictatorship going on that needs to oppress all the districts but keep them working for me. I know, I'll take away their loved ones and I will force them to fight to the death in a massively televised event. And then, when one of them succeeds, that will in no way result in that part rise up, or in all the other districts that got killed, from saying, you know what, that one district, that's a pile of shit because he killed all of ours. Let's go and attack it. It just doesn't work as an evil empire goes. And the thing is, that is it also. It is too evil. It is too evil for the sake of evil. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but Frelling Star Wars, a series created by George Lucas on the basis of sci-fi and fantasy tropes that explicitly has an evil wizard using evil magic, manages to be more mauve and ambiguous and morally grey than the president of the Hunger Games, because at least you can make the argument that, well, the Emperor has held a galactic empire together. This president can't even hold 12 sodding districts together without slaughtering children. And he doesn't even slaughter. It's like, yes, children, we will train you and fight. We will train you and raise you, and then you will slaughter each other because somehow that makes me look stronger. It makes no sense. And yes, I know this is when people say, well, if you read the book, then you know that this is why it's not a pile of shit, right? Because if you read the book, it then explains why it's not a pile of shit. See, the thing is that sounds like a good argument, right? That sounds like a good argument, except in the instances where it's not. And I know that. What a random thing to say! How does that make sense? Well, it's quite simple, okay? I listened to the audiobook of Game of Thrones. From that, I decided I hated all of Game of Thrones. I also watched the TV series. From that, I decided I hated all of Game of Thrones. I watched Jaws. I love Jaws. It's a brilliant film. I decided to read the novel because the novel is always better. And it was a pile of shit. Okay? The thing is that it's just bad. It's just bad. And it could be so much better with the slightest of rewrites. With the slightest of, I mean, you even something as simple as they don't actually get killed. Well then the political power is not actually evil then. No, they're still evil because they still got this horrific dystopia where there's like kind of unfairness in that you've got areas with incredibly high tech and richness, and then you've got incredibly poor areas that's like almost feudal. You can still have a sci-fi political dystopia with a Hunger Games element, but if you just make it that it's a non-lethal sport, then suddenly it stops being a weird sacrifice and punishment because, ooh, aren't I evil? And starts being a kind of mad, flashy distraction because, hey, everybody focus on the shiny things and don't focus on us, like the British government did with the Olympic Games for 2012, yeah? If you're gonna do a political satire, you might as well go for something that's actually politically relevant! I mean, that is it. government that nobody wanted in power because we had a hung parliament, and those that hung parliament inherited this games and decided, you know what, let's throw it on to the best of our ability as a distraction from how shit we are and how shit our country is at the moment. We did that. The British people did that. The British nation did that. And I'm speaking shit because we did that. Okay? We actually spent millions, possibly billions of taxpayers' money on a massive distraction from the shit our government was getting up to, right? So why the frell does it have to be a game about killing children? You can have the exact same political dystopia. You can have the exact same disparity between the poor and the rich. You can have the exact same things with like genetically modified organisms. You can have the exact same story. All you do is you make it that it's it's non-lethal. That maybe people, you don't even have to change anything. All you have to do is say that there'll be a medi team that will come across when your vital signs are dropping low, and that's it. You're out of the running. I mean, for God's sake, if Pokemon can fulfill a whole game about fighting people that doesn't involve killing anything, then the Hunger Games can be a movie about a political dystopia and children fighting each other without killing each other, because it makes more sense, because it actually frelling happened. And I know there are people like Brad Jones of the Cinema Snob who's just like, yeah, well, it would be good if this was if this was a proper adult film. It would make less sense. Actually, if you're gonna do it, you might as well go full on hard R, because this makes no sense as it is, because how killing the children of the people who work for you does not work out. Yeah? It just does not. Okay? Unless you are Emperor Frelling Palpatine and you want to kill the child of your ally so that he will turn dark and evil, and then you can say, come with me, my son, let us turn to the dark side and do evil things. I mean, it makes no freaking sense. It makes no fucking sense. But I will give you a promise. Okay? We got to 4,000 views on my Scrolls video. If I get to 5,000 views on this video, then I will review Catching Fire. I will get the audiobooks and listen to the audiobooks of the entire series, and then I will present them as reviews to you. I'm saying that right here, right now. If you want me to watch the next film, if you want me to read or listen to the books, then get this video 5,000 views. Because, you see, fame. Because the Hunger Games is a satire on fame and how we will achieve immortality through cosmic shamelessness. Well, this is me saying I will watch and listen to this series that I hate if you want it hard enough. And if you don't, what do I care? It means I don't have to spend money on those audiobooks. It means I don't have to spend money on that film. It means I don't have to worry about ever having to watch it or decide if I like it or hate it. I'm perfectly fine to just never stumble across this region. But I'm telling you, the moment this video gets 5,000 views, I am going out there. I'm buying the Catching Fire DVD, if it's out yet. I am getting the audiobooks of all of the Hunger Games books, and I will review them on camera. And if you so wish, I will include snippets from the film themselves. The only reason I didn't this time was because my computer was being a derp, as it is known to from time to time. Anyway, I have been Gordon Jones. You have been wonderful, and I think I'm gonna take fame here and show it a good time.